Hey guys, BreadGod Gaming here. Hope you're having a good day. This is part 2 of Thor's journey. After spending 6 years to create the Empire of Scandinavia, I'm going to see how far I can conquer the world through diplomacy. Let me first ensure my realm's future. For this, I want to consolidate some crown lands, and my plan is to hold the entirety of the Duchy of Uppland. I'm going to add Scandinavian elective. I can do one right now since I have enough prestige, and this way I can always vote for my preferred heir. That only works if I have 2 duchies, so I'm going to need a second one. Personally, I prefer Jorvik, so I'm actually going to conquer Jorvik right now. So let me just do that. I'm going to go for Jorvik. I'm going to be able to hold 2 of the lands here. This vassal is going to be holding the other, which I'll eventually fabricate a claim on later. In the meantime, let me see if I can vassalize anyone. So I could actually vassalize this guy if I just send him a little bit of gold. So let's just do that. For 39 gold, he's now willing to join. Let's check if this guy wants to join. He's very close. Let me just send him some gold, and now he's willing to join. I'll wait to see if I can get him to join once these guys are in reach. He's definitely willing once I pass him time. Let's check this guy over here. He should also be willing as well. After some time he's willing. Let's check Minsk. He's at war, so I'll have to wait for him to finish and then come back to him. I'm now within range of Khazaria, and I could subjugate him to take him over completely. I still need a little more prestige, so I'll do it later. Let's see if Estonia is willing to join. He's at war right now. What about Livonia? He's also at war. These guys are also part of our religion, so we can get them later. So as the wars are going on, let me just raid to get some more gold and also prestige to level up and save some for the Duchy of Jorvik. Before I go on to raiding, let me just collect some piety. So I'm going to just go on a lot of pilgrimages. I'm going to make sure that everything is safe with the cheapest amount possible. Let's get him started. I'm going to come over here. Let me station my men-at-arms since there is room. I have a little bit of room for some extras, so I'll just create more husk rolls. I'm usually happy with 4 stacks of them. The other 2 I'm going to convert into onagers when the innovation is done. So I'm going to raise all of my men-at-arms here. I'm going to raise some peasants, maybe like 1,000. All right, we got 3,000. Let me control-click and move them over here. This army is a little bigger than I wanted. Let me change them into raiding. Let's go for Paris. Let's keep this open to see if anyone will join. Also lets us check to see if we can usurp. So we're raiding here. He's also at war. We can actually look for him. So if we click on the war, he's fighting this vassal down here. If I go down here to Aquitaine, I should be able to see their armies, but the war is almost over, so I probably won't get there in time. So let's just raid Paris for some gold. I could double check if I have a Reaver commander. I have someone available. Let me recruit him. Reaver's going to double our raiding speed, making it a lot faster. So you'll see that the bar is just going to blaze through now. Okay, that one pilgrimage is done. We have our claim. Once I am home, let me change it to myself. And then let's go and raid Wessex. Gloucester is raided already, so let's come this way instead. We have enough learning experience. Some of the traits that we can go for in scientific to increase the cultural progress. Another nice one to do is apostate, which will reduce the faith conversion cost, which we're going to do a lot of. So this is actually pretty good to get. And also prophet, which will reduce the faith reformation cost. I also really love the whole of body tree because it lets me live longer. So for now, let me go for this conversion cost. So let's get this one first. Continue raiding. Let's check to see if Jorvik is available. I can actually create it, so I'm going to do that. My men are kind of hungry, so this will be my last raid. Then I'm going to go home. We got some prisoners, good amount of gold from the princess. We can wait until they have enough gold for the max amount. Let's get that gold there. I have too many duchies. Let's give Berslagen to someone here. So between this guy and this guy, I'm going to give it to this lazy guy. And then let's see, he likes a transfer. Let's come back to see if these wars are over. They are. Let's check. We are a different faith. So now is a good time to convert to his faith. And now you see we can vassalize him. Let's check here. We got some more people who are willing to join. Let me see if there's any big titles I can create. I can create the Kingdom of Vladimir and the Kingdom of Finland and the Kingdom of Parmaland. And I'm almost at the next level of fame, so I'll just create a random duchy title. Higher levels of fame will increase our taxes as a tribal ruler. So we have 19 income basically and 15k troops. If I just randomly create a duchy, which I'm going to grant to the guy over here, let's give him Visby. You'll see my income is now almost 25 and my troops have increased to 19. We can vassalize some more people, so let's do that. This guy can be ransomed for the full amount now. We see the land coming into here. Let's continue our vassalizing. This page looks different because this duke is a feudal ruler, not a tribal one, which means we get to choose low, normal, or high taxes. And low, you see, gives a plus 30 bonus. If you can get normal, that's the best. But if we can't, we can always say yes to low. Our powerful vassal opinion's a little low. We probably need to shuffle them around. We can see 2 of them are missing. Let's change up these guys here. We have one more guy who's not available on the council, so let's give him some gold. This is going to almost cap him out, so that's a crazy amount. Let's check him again. He's still unwilling, this time by 7, and I know he has room for exactly 7, so I probably need to send him some gold and make my powerful vassal a little happier. Let's see how much it'll cost. That's too steep of a cost, so I'm not going to do that. So let's just get him in with low taxes. I can create a few kingdom titles, so I'll do that. After passing some time, we have new applicants. Welcome to the club. And everyone still wants to join our club. Awesome. This guy is another feudal ruler. Let's see if he's cheap to convince. No, he's not, so let's just vassalize him for regular. He's over here in Northumbria. We could also have converted to a Satru and do that, but I could do that next time. Like for Ivar here, you can see if we just convert, he'll actually join with normal, so I could do that later. Let me grant to the rightful vassals here. Let's see if these guys want to join. Their opinion's a little low. Let's see how much it costs. It costs 37 for him to be happy. Let's see if I can make any titles. If I create this kingdom title, he'll be my rightful vassal. Let's see if I could create any empire titles yet. Not yet. Let's see why this guy doesn't want to join. We're a different faith. So up here is Vitalist. Is he Vitalist? He's not. What about this guy? Just barely. And do some powerful vassal opinion. This guy's a king, so I can't vassalize him. And so is this guy. Kiev is a Satru, so I can actually do that later once I convert. What about this chieftain? Also only -3. So let's go make our powerful vassals more happy. Let's see who's unhappy. This guy's unhappy. Let's give him a big gift. Maybe we can give this guy a gift as well. 56 is not bad. We still have enough gold. And we can see as more people join our club, our income's going up. And on the domain page, we can see most of our income right now is coming from our vassals. So as long as our vassals love us and our prestige level is high, we're going to be rich and powerful. So now we have more people who are willing to join. Let's get them to join us. Excellent. Let's see if he wants to join yet. Not yet still. How much does it cost? 37. That's not bad. Instead of spending the money there, let me just get the Kingdom of Poland. And now he's going to be my rightful vassal. So let's do that. This guy here is at war, and he's actually defending against my vassals taking him over. So I actually don't need to wait for him to vassalize him. I can just let my vassals take him over. So I basically vassalize everyone who is of this Slavic faith here. So now I can actually convert to Vitalist. I don't have enough piety, so I'll go on some more raids and a pilgrimage. Let's go to Novgorod. That should be good. And before I forget, we have enough prestige where if we go to our other duchy title, which I can also check here, let's go to Jorvik, add the Scandinavian elective law, and then I'm going to vote for my primary daughter so that she inherits both duchies. This other daughter is also going to inherit a good amount of land, but that's okay. I'm going to also educate her before I forget. Let's make her really good at diplomacy. So let me raise my men-at-arms. So I think I have enough men-at-arms where I could just use them, and because they're so strong, they're basically equivalent to 10,000 peasants. So I could definitely beat Alfred, definitely France. So let's go show you the power of these Vikings. First, turn them into raiding army, and let's come over to this city again. And this is the event that I was waiting for, so I got the Viking trait. That gives me some prestige and some martial, so I don't need to be the leader anymore. I can just choose my best commanders. Let's look for a guy who is a Reaver. He's down here. There's that enemy army. Let's let him finish raiding. Then I will change to my strongest commander. And then let's watch this battle happen. And you can see we still have that massive advantage, especially because we're defending a river crossing. And this army of 2,000 men has annihilated that entire army. You can see our Husk girls did most of the work there. And because of that, we gain a massive amount of prestige. I'm going to also use that prestige to increase my tribal authority. I eventually want high tribal so I can revoke some titles. That's part of that fabrication I was doing. Let me start fabricating on this land right here. This was the other piece of Jorvik. Now that I've gotten all the prestige I need from him, let's go over to Wessex. And if I need to find more, I can always press C and look at the nearby realms. I could click all. I could click within range, and check at military strength. So we see the Kagan here is powerful. Rurik here is pretty strong. The Emperor here is strong. So is Bavaria. So we can pick fights with them in order to get massive battles. So I'll go to Lotharingia next. Let me make sure I am on my Reaver for speed. We're going to come over to Gloucester. We're going to come over to Gloucester. It's like Alfred never wanted to come over. I actually got a vassal limits notification. Probably going to need to consolidate some vassals. So you can see some of these guys here are just counts. So I might want to create something like this duchy title. It'll give me prestige and I'll be able to grant it to him. Although this guy's actually a duchy. So let me just give that second title to him. Let's give him Pomerania. Now that vassal will become his vassal. For every person over, you lose 5% tax and levies. So you want to make sure you're under the limit. At some point, we're going to have to give out these kingdom titles to consolidate the vassals. Let me see how much it converts to Vitalist. I can do it, so let's do that. And because we've converted, now more people want to be vassalized. Let's check why this guy doesn't want to. The cultural acceptance is pretty bad, but that's okay. We can always bribe him. Let's vassalize him now. How about over here? You also don't want to join. How much do you cost? 53 is not bad. That still won't be enough, so let's check our strong vassals. We got one guy here who's unhappy, so let's send him a big gift. Great, loves us a lot more. And now, very good, we just made it. Let's check this guy. He's at war. Let me just back up a bit. So I'll see my life. I'm still feeling pretty good. So I'm thinking I can convert to a Satru to get Kiev and these guys here. And then I'll convert to Catholicism. All right, before I continue, let me actually take out Rurik. So now we have his lands. He still has the kingdom title, but if we click on it, we can actually usurp it. Once we usurp it, he's now a duke. We could vassalize him eventually, or his son. So let's convert to Catholicism. 250, glory to God. All right, we can vassalize you. Let's check if anyone else would join us. I can also spend some piety to get some money from the Pope. Thank you for the money. Alfred would be willing to join us. Let's get him to join us. And also some other over here. He would be good for normal. Let's see how much it costs. That's a little too steep, so let's just get the low obligation. How about you? So let's just go for low. And what about you? Not really willing, but no problem. You can create the Kingdom of England. Now I'm your rightful liege. I should be able to force you to join. How about over here? We're a little far and they're at war. This guy, we're still just a little farther away. How about you? You're at war. What I could do is I could take over this guy and then I'll be on this land. Now I'll be within range again. So let's do that. Looks like I'm 10 above. So let me first fix this. Otherwise I'm down 50%. Let me see if I can transfer anyone. I can't really. Too many vassals here. So let's go to character finder. Let's check our direct vassals. Let's sort them by rank and let's see if we have any counts. You can either do it this way manually. Another way you could do it is if you click on a duke and you click grant vassal, it'll pull up every vassal you could grant him. Anyone who's grayed out is already a duke. So then we can see where our counts are. Now that we know where they are, let's check. These guys are all over here. We at least have 2 here, so I could create the duchy that's over here. We are over the limit. In the meantime, let me grant it to what I call a storage unit. I'll look for someone who's really old and has no kids. And then let's give him some of the titles here. All right, if we give him those titles, if he doesn't have any kids, then he'll die and we will inherit everything back. So he's just temporary storage. All right, we're now within range. Let's see if you're willing to join. Our faith is slightly different. Let's convert to insularism. Now you should be willing to join. Anyone else? Ivar, you're willing to join. Very good. All right, you are at war. Can I usurp Alba? Not yet. So I'm gonna just conquer. All right, I can't even conquer because I'm at a hunt. So I'll just send my guys to go and raid a little bit. And I finally got a son. Very good. Let's educate him. Make him a steward. Everything is going to go to him except actually the things I voted for. So let me vote for my son so he inherits it all. I got another lifestyle perk. I'm going to work on going down whole body. This guy looks ready for war. Get a duchy from him. I also had the extra piece of land I don't need, so let's give it to this guy here. It helps because we get a little bit of cultural acceptance as well. You can see it's taking 17 months because of the fort level, which is why having the onager is so important. Let's hope we just capture him in battle. He's actually in the army, so we do have a chance. We still haven't had any strong factions because everyone loves us enough. And the guys that want to leave, if we hover over it, you see it's outside of our de jure. If we check him here, he's this guy over here in Russia. The problem is we don't have the title that's above him, either being Volga Bulgaria or the Empire of Volga Ura. So that's why having the correct titles in de jure is as important as possible. Before I forget, let's give groom to rule. Let's also divorce this wife, which the Pope actually likes us. Now I'm going to marry a Stera wife who has the most stewardship, which happens to be her. Let's marry her and get her to help me with managed domain and get a little more gold. That also reminds me I can go to establish a tradition. I'm going to go to social, and since I want a huge realm, I'm going to go for xenophilic. This will give more opinion with different cultures and also better cultural acceptance. Let's establish that. It's going to take 30 years. We might be dead by then. And because I'm in the learning lifestyle, if I live long enough, I can get this round event and I might be able to get athletic. Unfortunately, I didn't. Alright, we won that. I have enough land to usurp the title. Now everything's kind of split. This war is over, so we can vassalize him. These guys up here are also Catholic. Vassalize them one at a time. He's at war with each other. This is the guy we just usurped Alba from, and I can actually convince him to join if I convert and give him some gold. Let me convert to Catholic. Here's a bribe to forget about the war we just waged on you. And this guy should be good now. Alright, excellent. Britannia, done. We have too many vassals. You know what? I'll be nice to you. I'll even give you back Scotland, and you can take those vassals. I'm only one over now, so you can have this island guy. So these guys need to finish their war. In the meantime, I'll go raiding and on a pilgrimage for piety. I can finally get the high tribal authority, so I'll do that. Now I can actually revoke that title I've been trying to for a long time. Because I have a claim, I won't be viewed as a tyrant. He'll just dislike me. Because he loves me already, this is 100%. And if I fail, only he will rebel, versus if I try to revoke against someone else with no just reason, I could succeed, but I'll get tyranny, and if I fail, they will join a rebellion. So try to always have a claim before you revoke. Let's do that. And I can also ask this guy here, because I have a claim, although he's not my direct vassal. If I go to his liege down here, I can retract the vassal. Are you willing? Kind of. I just need to wait for the other response. I'll gain a little tyranny about go away fast. Let's wait a few days. We got that chieftain back. Let's ask for this vassal. Alright, thank you. It's okay if you dislike us. Let's see if we can get this back. He won't accept. He'll decline. This guy we just revoked from will also join him. So let's see how I can increase the chance. His opinion is very low. Let's see how much. It's a lot of money for a little chance. I have super soldiers, so I will just fight the battle. Now that he's imprisoned, we can now revoke the title that should belong to us. I probably need more piety, so let me just do that. That's a little far, so let me convert to Satru. Then I'll go for a pilgrimage in safer lands. Also, now that I'm a Satru, Kiev wants to join us. And I actually have a piece of land here. Let me see if I can get this guy. So if I just convert faith, I should be able to start vassalizing the rest of these guys all the way out to here. Let's go to Turumik. He's at war. Of course, you're at war. You're at war. Everyone on their mother is at war. Can't do anything. Amazing. In the meantime, I will just subjugate you then. I might as well start my own war. Alright, now we have subjugated even more vassals I probably can't deal with. So let's create some kingdom titles. This guy's craven, so he won't rebel. We'll actually just give him these kingdoms. I'm actually gonna give him these lands over here. They'll eventually break up a little bit. And people will naturally rebel against him to get claims on it, but most of these titles really shouldn't have many claimants except the children. So it'll take a generation before this big vassal breaks apart. But that's an easy way to basically kick the can down the road, and we'll deal with that later. So for this guy, he's de jure part of this empire. If you try to vassalize him, I need the Baltic Empire. But I can actually make the empire Russia, and once that's made, I'm still not the rightful liege, but if I just take over that piece, then I will be. And that would also help us create the other empire title to force the other guy to join me. Alright, we got his title. So although we just warred with him, we are now the rightful liege, and eventually he'll be able to join. And actually one of our vassals is taking over him, so that will be done. We just need to wait for this guy's wars to finish, and then we'll be able to vassalize a lot of people up there. In the meantime, I will start vassalizing the people of Tengri here. We have some people that will join. Now that my health is poor, let me go for medicine to get a little more health, and I'm back to fine. That might have bought me 2 more years. Now that the penalty's coming in, I'm gonna give my son some of the titles. That way I don't have the penalty. While waiting for people to finish their wars, I saw my health was poor again. I'm gonna have to reset it just to guarantee I live. So I'll lose diplomat permanently, but at this point that's okay. So let's go all the way down. Now we have a little more health. We're gonna need more to convert, but I might stick with Tengri just so I can become Genghis Khan. 2 more years passed and still too many wars. I actually got another learning perk. With whole of body, I should have another maybe 6 years of life left. I might have time to go back down to apostate, but I might not need it with that amount of piety, which doesn't cost too much. With this amount of piety, I'm going to convert to Turumism since all the Tengrists are at war. I also took over this piece in Mongolia so my son could be Genghis Khan eventually. Speaking of my son, he actually tried to murder me. That's what happens when you have sadistic and ambitious. Smart cookie, he would have inherited this whole empire. Because my son tried to murder me, but also because I ran out of people to really vassalize, I'm gonna start to wind down my conquering. One of the big things I'm gonna do is help convert all of my current vassals. So I saved them all and now I'm manually converting them. I spent the rest of my years waiting for gold for my son, and eventually I got the event saying I will die in 1 year. And this is what I was able to accomplish as Thor through vassalizing. And the realm is pretty stable. We just need to convert everything to Tengrism and it'll be even more stable. And before I forget, let me take this county, make it our realm capital, and there we go. At the age of 99, we have perished. High King Thor the Brave. Looks like my son was trying to murder me again, but that's our father. He managed to create this entire thing of Scandinavia. This is one of my first playthrough videos, so I'm sorry if the video was choppy or the editing is poor. I would love your feedback on how I can improve the experience. If you did enjoy the content, I would greatly appreciate your subscription and the like on the video. This is Bread God Gaming, and I hope you have a good day.